I think it's about time I unpack this clip. I've had it for a very long time, since the uprisings and whatnot. And some dominant would call those riots because of George Floyd's murder on an international stage and whatnot. While failing, much like a contingent of our ethnic community, to take accountability for the appearance of things, and the weakening of the weakening of their country's image on the world stage and whatnot, which led to a lot of chaos, which added, to it like seasoning and shit as we go into our decline and shit and fall. I don't want to go any further. I want to unpack this clip with these gentlemen doing their act and whatnot. I feel like, I'm embarrassed because I feel like they're agents, of chaos. I feel like they're agents of chaos, but the deeper part of me doesn't want to just accept that these are two goddamn coons from the LGBTQ plus community. Excuse me, I have a hard time with all those with the acronym because they keep adding to the fucking thing. Can we just get like something that rolls off the tongue, okay? Every year you guys keep adding to the shit, and I'm aware that you guys say there's multiple genders and all this shit, and just, can we get a simplistic word that I can use when I make a fucking commentary and shit? But I want to talk about this clip, okay? You see a bunch of what they called activists doing a dance routine, right? But what I see is buck dancing, okay? Buck dancing, cooning and shit, monkey dancing, okay? Monkey dancing on the world stage and whatnot, because I have the clip, it's a news clip, other people see this shit across the world, and this helps people, this gives people a wrong perception of black people in America. I didn't say African Americans, and I didn't say people of color and shit. I can't say African American and shit at this stage in our situation here. Alright? It's pretty fucked up. I want to tell you where this clip comes from. It comes from Breitbart and shit, a racist, social media entity and shit, or version, that wing of it. It's from Breitbart. That's right. They're publicizing this idiocy and shit. That's why I feel like these guys are coons and shit. You see them out here doing buck dancing and shit. You see these people out here catcalling this shit. Who's to say that this isn't a whole setup? Okay, there's a guy, a professional cameraman, walking through the scene there. You see him just walking in taking pictures. A professional cameraman. This is a setup. Okay, this didn't happen spontaneously. They set this up. Okay, in Atlanta. And I don't know what the fuck goes on in Atlanta, okay? They say it's about decriminalizing sex work and everything, but what we see is black men, gay black men acting a fool, doing embarrassing shit. They have no sense of, themselves in the world, They're just doing coon shit. I don't know what to say to clowns and shit. I want to say more, but YouTube precludes me from doing that. I would violate their standards and practices if I told you how I feel and what should be done about it and whatnot, but I can't do that. What makes it for me, besides the cooning and, just the ridiculousness of it and shit, and it's just cringy as fuck, right? What makes that ridiculous and shit? What adds to it? You see the cops flanked on one side. You see cops, around the perimeter and shit. You see cops just standing there. And I was looking at the cops' faces and shit, all of the cops, when the camera would focus on them. And they just look like, well, what the fuck is this shit? Even the cops, the race soldiers, they're befuddled at this display and shit. They feel it's cringy too. No matter how they might feel about black people and shit. They know that these guys are doing something that is really damaging and really dangerous in our struggle and whatnot. And that's why they're out there doing that. I'd like to find these guys. Especially the guy with the pink tank top on and the heels, I would like to ask him straight up. I would like get him somewhere, with nobody around. I want to say, how do you feel about what you did? If he gives me a cool answer, he just gives me a cool answer. But I'm just horrified, at their behavior, at the behavior of these gentlemen who belong to the LGBTQ plus IA part of our society, supposedly, okay? They like you to think they're a larger group than They like to think they like us to think they're a larger group than what they are. What the numbers would say. And that's why it's this constant push. To when groom and indoctrinate. And I'm not going there. But why the constant push? We accept you, and you guys lied on the black community and shit. The black community is not homophobic. If black men are not homophobic, we are reactionary and shit, okay? But we're not homophobic. And I want somebody from that community to explain to me, what they think is going on here. Do they feel this is appropriate given what was going on in the country? This was a rally to decriminalize sex work in Atlanta, okay? Going on during the uprisings, around that in that era, the early raw times of it, first, quarter of it. And I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. I love we must have custody of those two gentlemen just to talk to them, if nothing else, man. Because this shit is fucked up, and it makes people side-eye the community, in this regards. They're always demoralized. This is like muddying the waters, politically speaking, as far as from the dominant society. They do this shit to muddy the waters. This makes you look ignorant on the world stage, okay? This is why people be calling us monkeys and akatas and all kind of shit. Sambos. These guys are doing it. They're doing the Sambo dance. It's really sad to see something like this in this day and age. It doesn't shock me because I understand, I understand the law. I understand what's going on behind it, shit, okay? This is we're in a race war, okay? And this is propaganda and shit designed to make us look a certain way, all right? To kill any political clout and momentum those uprisings would bring and shit. They bring out the coons to just do ridiculous things in front of the camera. The object is to make us to make us look inferior, all right? To make us look inferior on the world stage and whatnot by rolling footage like this out. It's on Breitbart. Why is Breitbart, focusing on something like this when they're primarily a conservative right-wing, media outlet and shit, Shouldn't they just be worried about white stuff, especially in the pandemic and shit and these uprisings? You think they'd probably be showing some footage of black people looting and destroying property and shit. But like those were debunked during that time because a lot of guys had camera phones out there and they caught agents of chaos doing shit. And they're not going to talk about that right now. I'm just going to talk about these two gay homies, man. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, okay? And you are not a part of the black community. You're not anywhere near this shit. Our struggles are different. You're not a part of us. All right? You're a part of your community and shit. When you decided to go out in the streets and do this, some strange for some change, taking 3 pieces of silver and shit to betray the black people of this goddamn supposed country, you gave up your ethnicity and shit, okay? And I can't go further. I would love to rant and say, really go in. But, the platform precludes me from speaking my mind fully, okay? I'm not lying about anything. All right, I'm not lying about it. You guys should definitely receive consequences for this egregious behavior. And I would like to know, I don't want to throw a rock at nobody and shit. I definitely don't hide my hands, but I'd like to know if one or both of them are even foundational black American. All right? This has nothing to do with Tariq Nasheed. Trust me. Trust me on that. All right? What you're seeing is, is designed to muddy the waters and shit. I'm sorry. I'm getting at loss of words looking at the shit. I've got the shit playing on the loop while I'm recording this. And I'm just, I'm befuddled and shit, that there are no people in the crowd that, thought enough to try to talk to these guys and whatnot. Don't give me any shit about this. Just being about the sex work, okay? You didn't see any females out there fucking around with this nonsense, okay? The females were mostly just standing on the side, and it was just these 2 guys, especially the guy with the heels on and shit, such a ridiculous guy, just buck dancing and performing, like a monkey, And I think they should throw peanuts and chips out there and shit while they were doing it. You know? I think that I would love to find out, like, talk to these two motherfuckers. I love to talk to them two motherfuckers with the boys. Right? You know, I like to talk to them with like at least 15 deep behind me, you know. And just ask them, like, what the fuck is going on, man? Hey, why do you gotta come in our community and fuck with our shit? You know what's going on the world stage, and you decided to be performative and get out here and do the most. And your clothes is whack, your clothes is busted. Both of y'all is busted, you know. And I can say that one dude with the shorts on, you know, kind of looks like Tommy Sotomayor. No, don't dig, don't come. You know, I hope he doesn't hear this shit and come after me, because I'll burn him. That other dude with the pink top on, man, I'm telling you, man. You know, you do that shit where I come from. I'm telling you, do that shit where I come from, man. You know, you'll be like Jimmy Hoffa, man. Metaphorically speaking, you'll be like Jimmy Hoffa and shit. This is a Chicago trunk, you know, like a Lincoln Town Car trunk, a big trunk that's waiting for you. You know, you pull that shit over here, okay? It's just messed up and shit. You know, we don't fuck with the gay community and shit. That's just propaganda and shit. We accept the gay people, all right? But the gay people, what do? They get out there and they book dance and they, you know, throw shade and dirt and shit, and they do things to undermine us. That's the word I've been looking for. This entire display was done to undermine the black community and shit. It has nothing to do with sex work, because you don't see any females out there intermingle with these gay, these gay coons, you know, performing. You don't see any Magic City women out there and these street hookers out there, you know, dancing around. You just see three goofies, and they actually, you know, they didn't feel like they had enough coons, so they got some guy in a black shirt to go out there and dance and shit. And he might be gay, but you know, he probably thinking more like, hey, I got a job and shit. Somebody might identify my ass, so he's kind of muted. But the other two coons, you know, they're full retard with this shit. Go figure, right? I got no love for any black members of the alphabet community. I got no love for you brothers and sisters out there, you gay brothers and sisters and shit. Sorry for my not use of the acronym or any misgendering and shit. You know, fuck. Okay, fuck. You perceive yourself to be different from us and shit. Okay, no, you're not so different from us. Okay, I'm talking to the melanated people of that community and shit. Okay. Because, like, I know you guys, okay? I know you fucking guys. Alright? I used to live on the fucking West Coast for, like, 3 decades and shit. You know, just under 3 decades was living there. And then right in the heart of that shit, you know. Been to San Francisco. You know, I was out there on the, you know, I can't say why I was out there. I was out there meeting a female. Anyway, you melanated brothers and sisters out there. You know, whatever you call yourself. Misgendering aside, I got no love for you when you do shit like this, okay? When you undermine our situation in this country, our dire economic, political, social, and interpersonal, you know, issues and shit, okay? It's not intersectional and shit. We are a people, goddammit. We're a people. And I don't care where you came from. If you melanated and you out here fucking around, you know, being a lapdog of white supremacy, you want to sit at the right hand of white supremacy, you know where that ends and shit. You know where that ends and shit. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Ashamed. Right? Shame. Not because of your fucking orientation, but because of your undermining of us, okay? We're in a struggle. This doesn't involve you if you don't see yourself as black first. Be one. Black first, okay? Because even in your own community, you guys are under Caucasian people in your own ethnic or orientated community, your LGBTQ plus IA community. The melanated people in there, they are lower caste, okay, lower class in there. And I know, because I used to work in West Hollywood and shit over there. I used to always see them hustlers out there getting their ass thrown out of cars and shit when, you know, the dominant was through with them and shit, you know. I always see that shit. These are the motherfuckers that, you know, you always hear about some sex slave or some shit over there San Francisco or some shit. A lot of it's like black people and shit that's been captured and treated like slaves and shit and locked up in trunks and shit, wrapped up. Yeah, I seen some fucked up shit when I was out there. And I ain't gonna even lie, I was out there meeting a female and shit. We got it in, okay? Being this giant female, my dear chicken plummet. Fuck. I try to be sensible about it and shit, but I realized I was censoring myself. I realized I was censoring myself because of the clout you guys supposedly have, your political cachet, to silence anyone that doesn't agree with you if they go too far beyond the line. Right? If you're a black, melanated person, foundational or not, and you fucking around out here doing monkey dances and bucking your ass and, shaking your ass and shit for the race soldiers and shit, I got no love for you. You deserve what you get, okay? You ain't a part of our community. Alright, you wanna know why you ain't a part of our community and shit? Because you don't see yourself, you don't see black in yourself. When you look in the mirror, you don't see black. You see that fucking rainbow. That you're under that shit, okay? You're not going over the fucking rainbow, you're under it. Wake the fuck up. Wake your ass up and shit. You're black first. And when them goddamn cops stop you or fuck with your ass, do you think they see a gay person or do you think they see a black person and shit? That goes for everyone across the diaspora. Alright, all you melanated motherfuckers over there on the rainbow. Ask yourself that before the next time you take those 3 pieces of silver and you get out here on the world stage in front of all these goddamn cameras and these news crews and all this shit, the social media, and you do this to our community. You abuse our community. You help us be suppressed and kept down this shit. Fuck you.